What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Chaisson at LSU. Now, I'm not totally certain that I'm saying his name right, to be fair, but I think I am. But, yeah, big fan of this guy, though. I think this guy has a lot of upside. I do think he is kind of raw, though. I think, athletically speaking, he is extremely gifted. But I think some of the football nuances, I think a good defensive line coach, linebacker coach, depending on what system he ends up being in. I think if they get their hands on him, I think they can really help him out a lot. But this dude is fantastic. Um, his pass rushing skills kind of need to improve a little bit. He is pretty good at defeating the outside hand. That's one thing that he is pretty good at doing. Um, but that's really all. That's really his only tool that he really seems to have. Um, he'll rush to the outside and he'll defeat that outside hand. Now he will give you a couple head fakes here and there and stuff like that to try to throw you off, but he's pretty much always going to be going outside. So one of the things I want to see him improve on once he gets to the league is just developing a few more tools in his tool belt. But I think some good coaching will help him do that. Maybe learn to pull some cloth, maybe learn a spin move, stuff like that. Um, but right off the bat, he starts off with a lot of really good traits. His length is really good. He's a very lengthy player, and he's very good at using his long arms to keep the offensive lineman at bay. And when he does that, that makes the offensive lineman's job that much harder because he can't get his hands inside. And actually, he's actually pretty good about getting his hands inside quickly. That's one thing I will say that he is pretty good about doing. If you follow this channel, you know I'm a big fan of linemen getting their hands inside. Um, and he also has really good ball get off. He's explosive off the line. He gets to offensive linemen usually before they're ready for him. And he also has a lot of natural bend. So he is a clear edge rusher to me. Um, and those aren't even my favorite traits about this guy. But I'll get to some of those in a moment. But one thing I will say, he sometimes needs to finish a little bit better. Like he'll beat the offensive lineman, but he doesn't actually have that many sacks. He only had 6.5 last year, and he had 1 in 2018 and 2 in 2017. So he does need to work on finishing. Now I will say he didn't get as many snaps in the previous years as he did this year, so there's that. But like I said, this dude is a raw player. I think he needs a good coach to really help him out. But I think he already has some tools to give you some value right away. I just wouldn't start him. I'd probably bring him in on like passing downs and stuff like that. But it depends on where he gets drafted. If it's a team that is really hurting for pass rush, then yeah, I guess start him right away. But I'm hoping he can kind of sit and learn a little bit. But again, those aren't even my favorite traits about this guy. My favorite traits come down to his anger and his motor. Like this dude just does not quit. Like if you've seen my Chase Young film breakdown, you would know that my one complaint about him was that his motor kind of sucked. Um, very talented player, and he's better than Chaisson, but his motor kind of sucked. But this is the total opposite. This dude, he will chase you all the way down the field. Even if he has no chance of getting to you, he's still going to put his all into trying to get to you. And he's also, he plays really angry. And I'm a big fan of that. He's just relentless, shows great effort on every single play. Big fan of this guy. And that kind of hints to me that he will probably be willing to put in the work to improve on the skills that I've talked about. So I have a really good feeling about this guy. I feel like if you draft this guy, you're drafting him for upside. Hopefully your current pass rush situation is already kind of determined. Maybe a team drafting this guy for the future. I think that would be a really good situation. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this guy. So as far as where I would put him, I'd prefer him actually at a 3-4 outside linebacker spot. I'd prefer him in a 3-4. But if you're a 4-3, don't hesitate to put him at defensive end. That's absolutely fine. Just make sure he's on the edge. Don't put him inside, nothing like that. Don't make him a linebacker in like a 4-3. Don't do that. I want him as an edge rusher. But I think in a 3-4 scheme, I think he has the athleticism to really pull that off. But I think he'll be good no matter what. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, I would appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.